Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? We are back doing some sculpting. However, as is normally the case, there's a problem with YouTube's chat API apparently. It's not coming through to the server. So, I can still see the chat. I just can't see it literally while I'm sculpting. Normally it's on my screen along with the Twitch chat. It's not there today. Of course, we're doing Venom today and it's not going to be there, but that's fine. I can still see the chat, so you guys are welcome to still do the chat, and I'll just go back and forth, and we'll make it work. That's generally what we have to do around here anyway. Thanks to YouTube being behind the times completely when it comes to streaming just about anything, it's always a bit of a problem. But it's okay. It's all good. Hopefully everything's working. Let's check. Yeah, we have our audio. We have our music. We have everything we need. And you guys are here, so welcome. Thanks for being here. And so this is the Venom. I started just one day after I was done working for the day for my action figure line that I'm sculpting. I said, let's sculpt a Venom. This was a little while ago, and in about a half hour, this is pretty much what I came up with. It's obviously very rough at the moment, but today we're going to try to get the rest of the body kind of fleshed out. No pun intended. Okay, I meant it a little bit. And then we're gonna actually go in and do some actual like detail type work rather than this kind of scratchy looking stuff. But that's the plan for today, and maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Depends how much we get done today. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the teeth and the tongue off. We don't need those right now. And then what I'd also like to do is to just get the face a little bit more accurate for what Venom looks like these days in the action figure world. And I think we are... It does look so much like a dolphin. Tell me that doesn't remind you at least a little bit of a dolphin. It freaking does. It has to, unless you don't know what a dolphin looks like. But that's okay. I really hate not being able to see the chat. That's really, really annoying. Can a 3D print figuarts for DBZ characters is possible? I have no idea what you're saying right now. I just explained what we're doing, so hopefully whoever asked the question about what we're doing sees that. There shouldn't be that much of a delay, so hopefully it comes around and you can see it a little bit. Alright, what we'll probably end up doing, if we get the body done enough, is we'll go ahead and pose him up a little bit too. But for now, what we're going to do is not pose him, because there's really no need. And what we're going to do to get it a little bit quicker to having limbs, that is to, we'll just put some of these guys on there. And I will attach them and then I'll sculpt them out to actually look like limbs, because these don't look like limbs. That's not how that works. So that'll be like a good bicep, probably right around there. And not a little too long. We'll put it like right about, yeah, that's probably close. So that'll be our upper arm right there. And then we can duplicate that and bring it down for our lower arm. We need it a little bit longer. And we'll probably just rotate it a little bit like that. And... close enough. That's close enough to what we were looking for. That's fine. Far space between the eyes and square heads? I can't tell you, man. I can't tell you. I don't know. Hey, the delay is significantly lower when I schedule the streams like this. That's good. Usually when I stream there's a little bit more of a delay, so this is kind of nice. It's really annoying that the chat API is not working. Oh well, nothing we can do about it. It's really frustrating to have to go somewhere else to check the chat rather than just look at my screen. But that's the way it goes. Alright. We'll do that, and then for the legs, yeah, let's just do it the same way. Why not? And then, because we have to resculpt it all anyway, so there's no harm in just putting these on here. Make it a little bit quicker. Do it like that and like that. Give or take. We just want to get something there that I can actually sculpt on. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Alright. And we're done. Venom, everybody. Thank you very much. Alright. Let's just go to town with the sculpts and see what we come up with. Let's go ahead and give him some leg muscles first. That like that. It's gonna take a minute before it actually looks like anything. Don't worry, it'll come together. Need butt cheeks. Venom's all about the glutes. Kind of once I get everything on there, I'll be able to go back in and kind of make it all look like what it's supposed to look like. But we need something to work from. It's generally best to just kind of work really fast at this stage, since you're not really doing anything accurately yet. That way you just get the stuff in place, then you can go back in and make it all look like something. And everybody knows that's what Venom's feet generally look like anyway, so it's all good. By the way, I guess I should say this even though I shouldn't have to. If anybody has already seen the movie and decides to spoil stuff for anybody else, you will be removed very quickly. So that would be inadvisable. I think maybe we should exaggerate his forearms a little bit, give him that really, like, hulky look. I'm not going for a monster Venom, but I do want it to be kind of an exaggerated Venom, rather than the kind of more classic Lethal Protector look. So, we'll see. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see how it shapes up as we're going. And then, just to save some time, well, first, let's do this. Way too thick. And we should probably do that a little bit too. Yeah, that's close. We'll adjust it as we go, but that's close to what we want to start with, so that's fine. Everything's already in the trailers. That doesn't really surprise me. That does not surprise me. I think... Well, let's get some hands on there. Let me go grab some hands from another thing that I'm working on, just because it'll save some time rather than sculpting out every hand from scratch. I mean, we're going to have to re-sculpt them anyway, but let me grab the hands from the action figure, in fact. We can use... We'll just use these hands. Could do fit? Nah, we don't want to do fists. Should we do fists? Nah. No, fists are easier, but they're less interesting, so... Let's do open hands. Alright. We don't really need the fingernails, so we will just copy that and bring it right back over. Let's see. Anything in the chat that I'm missing? Am I gonna review it? I'm not. This isn't a figure, guys. This is just a fun sculpt. Okay, paste. I think that's about the right size for the hand, so we'll just leave it like that. Perfect. Even for Venom, that's a bit excessive. I think that's better. That's still kind of big, isn't it? That'll do. Ooh, we don't want that. That's better. Alright. I think I'm gonna bring his legs down a whole lot, size-wise. Especially since I'm going for the bulkier look. You can't have really big legs. How pointy do we want the toes? That's the question. We could go with the really pointy toes, but I'm thinking just moderately pointy is enough. I don't think we need a lot of point. And we'll get back up into that. Who's sending me a message? Okay. We want him to be built like that, give or take. I think that's okay. He's gonna end up a lot bulkier in the upper body, so that'll probably be alright. And if we have to, we can always trim down his lower body. Get everything kinda in place. I do apologize if you say something in chat and I don't see it, obviously, because the chat's broken. I'm not going to necessarily be able to respond right away, but I will try. Don't spam it, but it's fine to repeat your question if you have a question or something. And I will try to get to it. There we go, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, maybe we need to bulk him up a little more on the lower. Well, we'll get to the bulking. Make him eat Spider-Man. His message tone is the Oni sound. It's not Oni, it's the Superintendent from Halo 3 ODST. Marvel Legends Monster Venom toes. I'm not making toes. He has toes. This guy has soft sole shoes type toes. So that wouldn't help. I do not like toes on my Venom. I like this look. Give or take. I'm actually more of a fan of the less bulky Venom, but this is the one I'm sculpting. So, live with it. For the fingers, let's see if there's an... You know what might be the easiest way? I can just bring in some spikes and then sculpt them into the fingers to give him his claws. Let's do that. That'll be quicker. There we go. We'll do this. We'll do this. And that one. This is going to take kind of a minute to get everything to look right, but... But it will look right in the end. That's pretty good. Okay, so there's one. And then once I'm done getting all the fingers studded with the claws, I will go in and kind of connect them, because he doesn't have separate claws. It's all just kind of like one finger, which is kind of weird, but that's what it is. I didn't design it. I guess I should also point out, I'm not using any reference, so there may be some small details that are a little weird, but I thought it would be more fun to just kind of freehand as much as I can, so to speak. It's not freehand. I mean, it is freehand, but it would have been even with reference. You get what I'm saying. I'm sure you do. Positive. Nobody ever misunderstands anything on the internet, right? Yeah, I'll probably thicken up his torso a little bit. I wonder if he would look better with bigger legs or longer. Let's try that real quick. I'm curious. What if we did this? Nope, not that. That would be the wrong thing. Bring it up here. Yeah, I think that actually might look better. Better overall balance. I like that a lot better. Yep, there we go. How do you feel about the new Venom movie? Haven't seen it yet. Not that excited to see it. Heard it's terrible. And it didn't look that good to begin with. It looks like there are going to be, like, hints at really good stuff speckled throughout the movie. But overall, I have a feeling it's going to be a big old turd. I hope it's not. I hope it's not, but we'll see. Am I going to do a Venom movie review? Yes. Yes, I will be doing a Venom movie review. Oh yeah, those proportions are much better now that the legs are bigger. Much better. Alright, back to the claws. Here's the thing I'm thinking about the existing reviews, like critic reviews. I have a feeling they're incredibly biased. I think a lot of times with these critic why is it not? Oh, there we go. I feel like a lot of the time they try to gauge what the general consensus is going to be for the regular moviegoers, and then try to align their reviews with that, which makes their reviews kind of irrelevant. So I'm not necessarily trusting what I'm reading about the movie. However, a lot of it does line up with what I was kind of thinking in the first place. So, at the same time, I'm inclined to believe it. I'm gonna check Twitch chat. Nobody's in Twitch chat, okay. Hi, kitty. You gonna jump up? Come on. Come on. And this is the cat. Say hi. Don't you want to say hi to all the nice people? No, I don't. Put me down. I don't want to say anything. I'm just a cat. If not a little exaggerated, I think those claws, or not if not, if a little exaggerated, I think the claws still look kind of cool, so we're gonna leave them. Yeah, the PG-13 rating really has nothing to do with the quality of the movie, though. So I'm not concerned with that at all. You don't need graphic violence for a violent movie to be good. You don't need F-bombs, you don't need... I mean, anything that would get an R rating isn't necessary. Necessarily. These muscles right here actually go and insert into the armpit. If I'm going to be able to do that, I'm not sure yet, depending on how far we get with the sculpt. I don't know if I'm going to go that detailed with it. We'll see. I think we should make his forearms a little extra beefy. Beefy forearms never hurt anybody. I guess one of the questions we need to answer is how exaggerated do we want his anatomy? Do we want it to be fairly realistic or not? Because I'm going a little bit overboard right now. I think, not I think, I definitely am. I haven't decided if that's really how I want to do it yet, but it looks like I've decided for myself without purposely deciding it. I think it would be better to spread those legs a little bit for now, so that I can actually sculpt them. Although, if we give him just a little bit of a bow, might even look good to leave him like that. Yeah, I think that might be an okay pose. Hey, someone cheered on Twitch. Thanks for the cheer. It's very important to continually spin around your model when you're sculpting, because it's very easy to not see how thick something is. Like right, that spot right there got really thick all of a sudden. So you have to make sure you're constantly kind of, constantly kind of moving it around and and checking on stuff. Caleb, thanks, man. Oh, somebody on the internet was talking about me? Darn. Is this for a specific project? It's not. Here's something to consider, guys. And I don't know, I didn't see who you said was talking about me, but you said, I saw somebody said somebody was talking about me, so I don't, whatever. I don't know who it was, so I can't really comment as far as anything goes specifically. However, if somebody on the internet is talking badly about somebody else on the internet such that it may benefit the person who's saying it, consider that. That's like McDonald's saying bad stuff about Burger King. Might they have an ulterior motive than to just be altruistic and tell you something that you might not have known about the competitor? Probably. What happened to the chest? The chest got weird. We need to fix that. Not that weird. But it definitely got weird. It's looking pretty good so far. What do I prefer, hand sculpting or digital? I prefer digital because there's an undo button and symmetry options, so I don't have to do twice as much work. Or I guess I get to do half as much work, but... The look of Venom in the new movie... don't like the eyes. I can get past the teeth, but I don't like the eyes. But they look good when he's like squinting or angry. The reason I don't read Marvel comics is I don't read any comics. Boog ACBA. Oh, is he the one that was saying stuff? Eh, whatever. We have a spotty history, I suppose. Not something I've thought about in a while. What do you... Oh, I already read that. Am I gonna do any other symbiotes? I don't know. I don't get paid to do this, but... Oh, hey Blinky, how's it going over on Twitch? Yeah, right now the chat API is busted, so I don't have any of the chat active, so I have to check manually for each thing, but go ahead and comment on Twitch and I will come around to see anything. But yeah, I've added a body to Venom. I think I need to bulk his thighs a little more. It looks... well, we'll see. Let's continue. Let's just continue and see. Make my own symbiote? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, they're all basically just body shapes with different colors, so there's not a whole lot to do there, honestly. I should probably save, just in case. Just in case. Oh, I know what's making him look weird. He needs a bigger junk area. Don't get excited, everybody. It's Venom. We're not sculpting any Nessuses around here. Don't worry. Heyo. We have a bit of a cavity going on in the nether region. So let's go ahead and fill that. That should make his legs look a lot better. Yeah. I think we might need to bring him in a little bit up here. I think that looks pretty good overall. I'm probably gonna end up adjusting a lot of it as we go. But I think that looks alright. Maybe this part of the shoulder should be bigger. The front of the deltoid. Whatever that's called, I don't know the technical terms of a lot of the parts. But I know what they look like. Ooh, that shoulder's getting a weird shape. A very weird shape. I guess it's okay since it's Venom. That's a little bit... nope, that's still pretty weird. They look good from the front, they look okay from the back, they look okay from the top. Something's weird. Maybe it's just the fact that the triceps are a little skinny. Yeah, I said deltoid. You basically repeated what I said to try to correct me, so... better luck next time, I guess? No cool points for you today. Everybody's trying to get the cool points on the internet. And honestly, I'm not a doctor, the names of the muscles don't really matter. Even for a doctor. Do the names really matter? I mean, I guess when you're talking to other doctors, maybe. But for normal diagnostics and things, you're going to go up to a person and list off all the medical terms. You're going to say your arm's broken. I think arm's broken is probably going to get the job done. Alright, I like that. That's pretty good, I guess. You know what? This is the wrong shape. We need this to be bigger down here and smaller at the head. It's always kind of tricky to get the traps to look right when you're over developing them completely. Like, nobody's built like that, obviously. But for Venom, we need them to be... I guess that looks alright. That's not too bad. You know what might look good? Maybe. It's gonna look... Let's try it. Let's see. Popping his head in a couple of different directions may or may not be a good thing. We're gonna find out. Bringing it forward. I think that's probably where we want it. Right like that. And then maybe down a little. Perfect. No, we're not gonna do that. But up. Maybe. Yeah, up looks pretty good. Just a little bit. Maybe a little. No, like that. But here's what I'm thinking. Maybe we bring the neck with it. Yeah. I think that's going to be a good idea. We'll need some adjustment, but I think that might be a good idea. Maybe. Like I said, not you really using any reference or anything, just kind of, hey, this is what Venom could look like type of thing. Not a specific version or anything like that. I think this will make him a little better, a little more appealing overall, have a little bit less of a thick, like everywhere thick neck, rather than just have like the traps back here thick, rather than these. These muscles right here are called your sternocleidomastoid. They connect all the way up here to your ear, the back of your ear, all the way down to under your collarbone. And you don't really want those to get too big, that'll look kind of weird. So I'm not going to get him too big. Let's get his collarbone. Maybe a little bit of extra visible collarbone might look nice. What do you guys think about that? You guys like collarbones? Collarbones are good. Might give him a nice look. Nope, this is not a figure. Hey, Ray, no one cares what Boog has to say, other than the people that are there. They're not here, so no one cares. If someone wants to talk bad about me when I'm not around, that's fine. I don't care. I don't pay attention to what anybody else does anyway. Makes no difference to me, doesn't affect what I do, doesn't affect my audience. I'm going to continue doing what I do for my audience, and anybody that wants to say anything about me can continue to do that wherever they want to do that. I really couldn't care less. Don't care at all. Not liking somebody is not the same thing as avoiding them. It's not wanting anything to do with them. There's a completely different issue there. That's all I'll say on the matter. Because I really couldn't care less. You know what kind of people worry about what other people do? The kind of people that don't have anything going on for themselves. The kind of people that worry about themselves are the ones that get their own stuff done. Life lesson for you. There you go. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Spent so much time sculpting action figures. It's kind of fun to sculpt actual human anatomy, or Venom anatomy, I guess we could call it that, because he's not quite human. Not many people look like this, specifically. But that looks pretty good, I guess. I mean, we need to keep working on it, but You love my Nightmare Luffy? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Joe says he can't do more than an hour of sculpting at a time. An hour? You must never get anything done. You can spend 10 hours a day sculpting and still make almost no progress. It's way too easy to just keep going and going and going. You broke your collarbone in the same spot twice? That's unusual. Stop doing whatever you did to do that. Alright, I like the pecs. The abs are a little exaggerated, but I think that's okay. His junk area is okay. We'll leave that for now. We can clean this up a little. Yeah, but seriously, guys, as far as the internet is concerned, far too many people are far too worried about what other people are doing or thinking. Do what you do. Focusing on what other people do is not a good way to become successful at whatever it is that you're trying to do. There's no benefit to it. Measuring yourself against someone else doesn't help you. I mean, sure, you can look to people for inspiration or guidance or something, but I would bet money that all of the successful people in the world didn't spend time worrying about how much more successful or less successful other people were. They spent time making themselves as good as they could make themselves at whatever they were doing. That's why I don't participate in any of this like high school level drama type stuff that is so prevalent on the interwebs. There's plenty of people out there that like to talk about me and that kind of stuff. I don't care. What difference does it make if somebody that I don't know on the internet is talking about? It makes no difference at all. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and that's that. I mean, it's such a simple way to live life, and I think so many people kind of forget about that now that the internet is what it is. It's a social media monster. People spend too much time worrying about other people. Screw it. Worry about you. Make you better. Does it matter if somebody on the internet said something bad about you? I mean, unless it's obviously like defamation and they're trying to like hurt your reputation and that kind of stuff, that's not good. But even still, what are you going to do about it? Unless you're going to sue them, that's it. That's the end of that conversation. Who cares? That's to ignore people like that, which is what I do. And that's why that makes them even more mad. I don't care. Don't bother me. There we go. I'm liking it so far, guys. I think it looks alright. Did you ever use or thought of a 3D pen for your hand sculpts? I don't know what that means. Yeah, Joe, exactly. Like, there's no point. People on the internet fighting about stuff. People on the internet. Somebody that's thousands of miles away from you. There's no point. There's no point. There's no benefit to it. Yeah, Shadow, I don't understand what you're asking me. Thanks, Isaac. I think it's coming along alright. I mean, I know there's still a lot of work to do, don't get me wrong. But if it doesn't look good to start, that's one of the things, for those of you that are into sculpting, one of the most important things is you cannot end up with a good sculpt. I mean, I guess it's possible technically, but let's say it's not a good idea to try to end up with a good sculpt if it starts out poorly. You need it to start out... That doesn't go there. You need to have a good foundation. It's essential. If you want a good sculpt, you need to have a good foundation. Some people go as far as to actually sculpt the bones, the skeleton, or like they'll make a skeleton and use it for each model that they're working on. I don't do that. I know enough that I can just kind of get the pieces in place, especially for something like Venom. It's not entirely necessary, but I can get the pieces in place pretty well. I know where all the major landmarks are, so I don't do that, but it's definitely a good practice. it takes a ton of time. So once you know what you're doing, more or less, most people kind of stop doing it. But it's definitely... But even still, for something like this, I should definitely be using some anatomy reference, but that's just going to take a lot of time, and you guys don't want to sit here and watch me get exactly perfect anatomy. You want to get something that looks like Venom out pretty quickly, so that's what we're going to do. I mean, I know most of the muscle insertions and everything off the top of my head, but there's lots of little spots that I don't... Like, you don't sculpt lots of things a lot, like the inner thigh. And it's weird the way there's lots of tendons and muscles that overlap, and it's whatever. My point is, that's not really what we're here for right now. This isn't an anatomy lesson, so forgive if there is a couple, if there are a couple spots here and there that are maybe less than 100% perfect anatomy. Or don't. It's your prerogative. If you're like, eh, screw this guy, then that's fine too. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Plus, we'll kind of clean a lot of that stuff up as we go anyway. I think one thing that might help is if we pull the armpit in a little bit, like right here. Yeah, that'll help a lot. We have our pecs inserting in front of the bicep. The bicep's going up into the armpit. The lats are going up into the armpit. Oop, don't want that. That's pretty good. That's close enough. I like that build for Venom. It's bulky, but it's not like crazy bulky. It's just kind of like that old SMC figure. It's kind of my... Well, I actually prefer him a little less bulky than this, but it's still close. Thanks, Supersonic. I appreciate it. A 3D pen is a pen that... Oh, yeah, that kind of stuff's useless. Practically speaking, it's more of like a gimmick. It's not helpful. The material's not good. You can't really do anything of any detail. You don't really want to do that. Now, there are some that are heat sensitive, to where once you get them sculpted, using the extrusion or whatever they do for the pen. I'm not that familiar with the pens, because there's, like I said, there's no actual application for it. But once you get the stuff out, there are some that are heat sensitive, where if you heated it, you can sculpt it like clay. And I could see the application there, but there's no real benefit for it. I wonder how many other people use your custom videos for reference. I've learned a ton from them. I'm definitely not on your level, but your videos help. I don't know. I'm glad I was able to help you though, Joe. Let's see, anybody talking in Twitch? Yeah, Randall said somebody's talking booty. Wow, so what else is new? Yeah, they're spitting that booty chatter. Yep, the API is knackered, so that's something we can't work with. Alfonso's here, welcome. Alex, thanks for the bits. Trimp says RoboCop. Yes, this is RoboCop. Is he gonna be veiny like the movie? Yes, but not. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm gonna put veins on him once we get to that level. Will I see the movie? Yes. Blinky says, well said. No, Randall, what I'm saying is you can sue people for libel and defamation of character, but my point is you're not going to do that over some doofus on the internet talking shit, so you just ignore it. Ignore it and move on. Who cares? That's what I was getting at. I mean, that's your only recourse, and it's not going to happen, so that's the end of that. Alright, so we have the... That's good, we want that going... No, more like this. There we go. There we go. That's the right shape. This is a really interesting muscle. The fibers go in one direction, and then halfway through they turn, and then they go the complete other direction, and go all the way up this way. It's a really cool muscle group if you're studying anatomy. Really interesting. And it's got kind of like a weird split. It almost looks like two muscles, the top half and then the bottom half. Of course, this isn't exactly accurate, since it's Venom, but it's close enough that we can talk about how interesting it is. I'm going to leave that dip in the middle. I think that'll look cool. Actually, I wonder if it would look cool to make even more. Give them that kind of broader look rather than the really, really thick look. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. That's okay. And like right here, this spot, I really need to check some anatomy reference to get the get this part right. I don't sculpt a lot of ass cheeks, honestly. Just enough, I'd say. It's the right amount, but it's not enough for me to remember every piece of anatomy. And honestly, any artist who isn't, like, been in the industry for 50 years, and even then, I'm assuming they probably do, but you should be using reference pretty much all the time. At least to some extent. Because the brain has an interesting way of getting stuff wrong. I mean, it's like not like doctors don't check medical reference and things like that. It's no different for art. Less less important, I suppose. I think his cakes might be a little bit too cakey. I think we should bring the cakes in a little bit. That's better. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's better. Pinch in at the knee a little bit more. You seem to know a vast amount of information about anatomy. Where did you learn that specifically, like at art school for sculpting? No, I've never taken any official art classes other than what I had to get through college. I have no official training. I taught everything I know I taught myself by using the internet. And I think that's kind of an interesting thing, not in my personal case specifically, just in general. There's nothing that's not on the internet. If you're willing to, you can learn just about anything you want to learn. Just by surfing the net, using the Googs. That's what I call it. I don't really call it that. But yeah, you can teach yourself. I taught myself. Of course, you have that conversation again of, is it actually teaching yourself if you're using sources? And I guess technically no, but if you have to do it, then I guess technically yes. There's an argument to be had there, whether that counts as teaching yourself or not. I would consider it. Plug reference. Okay. Yeah, it's something like, I don't know, 90% of all knowledge, all human knowledge is available on the internet. There's a number out there like that. I can't remember what the actual number is. It's something like 90% though. So, why not? It's right there for the taking. That's why that one meme is so funny. It's like you can be anything you want on the internet. It's interesting that so many people decide to be stupid. It's true though, like practically speaking, from a human sense, it's all there. There's no reason to not know about something if you want to know about it. If you don't, that's fine too. But it's there. Learn yourself something. Inside ankle, outside ankle. Inside. Nope. Shoot. Is it the outside ankle or the inside one that's lower? Shit, why am I drawing a blank on that? That's weird. I haven't sculpted ankles in a very long time, that's why, I guess. But it's still not good. I should not be drawing a blank there. I want to say the inside one is lower. Let's see how that looks. And this one's higher? Shoot. I don't remember. I can't believe how many times I have watched and haven't asked. How much is your rig, specifically pen and tablet? The pen tab, the graphics display tablet, I actually reviewed it. So you can check that out on my review. It's Huion GT220 V2. There's a new version now that has hotkeys, but it's only like $500 or $600. My computer is an Alienware laptop. It's not particularly current. I'm going to upgrade this year probably. But it's an i7, 7th gen? 8th gen, 7th gen. I think, processor. And you don't use graphics cards for this kind of stuff. It's all about processing power. So many people have just said which ankle bone is higher or lower, and they've all said different things. So I'm gonna do a quick Goog. Ankle anatomy. I haven't sculpted ankles in forever. So, reference time. And that's really the best way to learn stuff anyways. Just go out and do it. And you'll learn so much more because you'll have to solve every problem along the way rather than just trying to learn stuff as you, like, ahead of time. I mean, obviously that helps, but... I guess they're not really that much different. Maybe they're drawn a certain way, but it looks to me like the outside one's a little bit lower. Because the tibia connects down on that side and it seems to sit a little bit lower. Wait, no, the fibula. My bad, not tibia. The fibula's on the outside, it's the little one. No, you're right, Wyatt. That's what it is. The tibia's the big bone. It sits, a little higher, and then the fibula sits a little bit lower out on the bottom. So honestly, if I just made them like basically the same, nobody would notice and it would be fine, but that's okay. We're gonna get it pretty close to how we want it to look, as if it was a real project and not just kind of like a speed sculpt fun thing. Alright, put some arch in the foot. His shoes, his feet are a little thin. I think. Let's do it this way. Let's do this, and then we'll go like that, bring it here, go like that, and thicken up those feet. Then we can sculpt them a little better. Also, they're still not flat. The heel needs to be down. That's pretty close. We can keep working at it, but that's generally the right look we want for the feet. I wonder... I think we might need to make his ankles a little thicker. Look at your ankles. I can't. They're at the end of my feet. At the end of my legs. I don't have a good perspective. I can't tell what's what. That's not good reference. Hands are good. You can always look at your hands for reference. I dropped my pen. You like my gaming shows the best. Well, thank you. In a couple of weeks, when Soul Calibur comes out, we have, at least the plan is to do some Soul Calibur streaming, because that's a fun game. So hopefully they send that review copy like they said they were going to. And we can do that. If not, then I don't think I'm going to be buying it. Because money. We'll see. Alright, the reason I did that with the feet is I'm going to cut them flat in a second, and I wanted to make sure I had enough meat to do what I want to do. Well, we still need a little bit more meat back here. Back in there by the cheeks. The hammy's not big enough. That's a big deal. Yeah, that helps. That helps a whole bunch. Hey-o. Zach TTK is now following. Thank you, Zach TTK. I knew I liked you. That looks pretty good. Maybe we need to do the hands a little bit. Let's do that. Let's merge all of these guys. And merge them onto the hand, actually. And we can do that. Now we can sculpt the claws a little bit, make the hands look a little bit better. Then we can work on the head maybe some. I want to get the feet cut off though, but let me check the chats first. Soul Calibur with Link? That's old, man. That's really old. Give him toes? No. Nope. Alfonso, yeah, they added emotes in PUBG. I don't remember how to do them anymore, but yeah. That's a thing that you can do now. Randall, you sculpt? Hey, with San Diego, you can see the chat. I mean, you can see the stream. Still a great game. It is a great game. but it's old, so I won't be playing it probably. Yeah, I think those meteor legs look pretty good. I like that. Oh yeah, the hands. Getting distracted over here. Alright, let's do this. We're gonna definitely exaggerate these hands a little bit. Venom's got some meat hooks on them. And we definitely want to capture that. It's not cheating that I use these base hands because I sculpted these myself already, so it doesn't count as cheating. How about I actually make it so I can see what I'm doing though? That would be ideal. That's better. One of the most important spots in terms of sculpting muscular hands, at least as far as I'm concerned, is this muscle right here. Right in between your index finger and your thumb. If you make that defined, it makes the hand look so much more muscular. And then of course this bit down here isn't all that much muscle, but I mean it is, but it doesn't have as much of an impact. But you really need to make sure you get your muscle groups right on the hands if you want them to look like actual hands. John, stop spamming, you bastard. Now these aren't actual claws, they're all just kind of finger extensions, so we kind of need to feather them back in just a little bit. Because Venom has finger extensions. Why? I don't know. But why not, I guess? It was an equally important question. That's not right. There we go. We want this. Well, that's another spot I need to check up on. That's not right either. That should be up here. Something like that. That's pretty close. Need to make sure we get the right shape for the face. Don't want it to look like a dolphin, but don't want it too broad either. The trick for Venom is his mouth comes down at a weird angle, but then you end up with this flat spot where it kind of is just a round little semicircle. And you have to just get it just right. And the nose area right here is also very important to get just right. You don't want curvature like that. Should be mostly flat with just like a little lip at the very bottom. For like a good old classic Venom, of course that can vary. Just a little bit of a lip there. Dang it. That's about the right shape. Just a slight concave nose region, I guess if you want to call it that. And then just the tiniest little lip. And that helps to give him the right look. You can give him a little bit of a brow, but because his eyes peak so high up, you don't want to go too crazy with a furrowed eyebrow. It ends up making it look really weird. Ew. That's not where the teeth go on the human body. Or on a Venom body. Those teeth are just kind of placeholders anyway, so I'm not real worried about it. But I want to see what it looks like. Oops. It's getting there. Make it more slim to fit the McFarlane style. How about I don't? How about I make it the way I want to make it? That'd be okay. That seems like a good idea. That's another thing people should consider when they're spending time on the internet. Do things the way you want them. Trying to appeal to everyone else all the time is gonna just result in you not being happy with what you're doing. Like if you're doing art, for instance, and you're only doing it for internet praise, that's not a good idea. You're gonna end up being unsatisfied with what you're doing. And since this isn't a commission, I get to make it however I want. Let's do this. Let's move the eyes a little bit. I think I might bring that down a little. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks pretty good. Obviously, these eyes are just kind of placeholder eyes so that we have something while we're working. Can't decide which version I like. I kind of like this look. I think we'll just stick with this one for now. There's so many different looks for Venom. I think this one suits this body the most, so I think we're gonna go with it. Just clean up the shapes a little bit. Hey, who's psyched for Smash Brothers? I'm so psyched for Smash Brothers. I can't wait. Can't wait to play it. No, I don't like that. I want the thicker eyes. Can't help myself. I can't settle on one thing. I think I like the thicker eyes. I think most people do though, so that's a good thing. Yeah, that's way mo better. And then we will do a little bit of this. Let's just fill that in right there. And then we will take this and do that. I like that. Very nice. Surprisingly unlike a dolphin. Oh, man. Hey, what's up, Victor? The program is ZBrush, and I'm using a pen and a display tablet to do all the work. Did you make the rest of the body off stream? I made it today on stream. In the last hour and a half, I've done everything except for this. And I redid all of that too. Been a busy boy today. That sounded not the way I intended it. Oh well, don't care. Hey, if I was worried about what people thought on the internet, I wouldn't be on the internet. Should we make the hands bigger? They're kind of like human-sized right now, and I think maybe just a little, yep, just a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. Yeah, I think that looks okay. That's good for the hand size. Oh, you know what? I don't have enough abs. I forgot to finish doing the abs earlier. No, John's internet is freaking out, so he's double messaging occasionally. I have to check my anatomy reference. Oh well, we'll worry about that later. There we go, that's better. That's good. Let's check some reference real quick. Okay. I need to see where the butt cheeks connect at the top. Doing a lot of work on his ass. It is part of his body. If it makes you uncomfortable, I can't help you. Yeah, that's pretty close to... We need to bring the cheeks up a little higher, but no pun intended, that's pretty close. Got it pretty much where we wanted it. Alright, consider me satisfied with the overall look. Now it's time to go in and do it all in detail. Which is going to be a lot of work. Do we want him? He's kind of leaning over a little. Well, he's supposed to lean over, right? Maybe not quite like that. What if we took it like this? Let's see how it looks as Venom for a minute. Let me save it first. Let's go ahead and just paint his logo on there. See how it looks. Thanks for not giving him toes. I would never give Venom toes. Venom is not supposed to have toes. You ever play Spider-Man vs. Kingpin on Genesis? Nope. Never had a Sega Genesis. Yeah, with San Diego, you missed it. You missed it. You'll have to check it out on YouTube or over here on Twitch once it's over with. But you missed all of the body. It started out... Actually, I wonder if I have the undo history or if it got lost when I merged everything. Let me see. There you go. There you go. Now you've seen all of it. How exciting. This is ZBrush. Thanks, Cameron Patel. Can I draw? Not really. I mean, I can, but not like I can sculpt. I don't practice drawing at all, and I haven't for years, so I don't have that. I could, like, if I started practicing, I'd be able to, but I don't have it. It's not a developed skill. There's enough there that I could get by, but I sculpt way more than I draw, so it's a totally different thing for me. Totally different. Killer Panda, thank you. I just realized YouTube switched me back from live chat to top chat. I was probably missing comments. Knight of Ren, thanks for the support. 10 people almost have given this video a dislike already. Gee, I wonder if it's actually based on the content. What is there to dislike about somebody sculpting? It's like, I don't like that guy. Dislike. Oh, shucks. Shucks. Now my feelings are hurt. People on the internet are so silly. He's sculpting something? Dislike. Get out of here. Does your mom know you're using her account again? Oh, man. What if we broadened this area? Wonder if that'll look good. About to find out. You could see some people thinking it's boring, but then you're gonna click on somebody sculpting something. That's what you're getting, and then you're gonna dislike it because that's not what you like. So don't click on it in the first place. I really doubt that's what the dislikes are from. It's unlikely that somebody got here and then decided, oh, I don't want to watch somebody sculpt something. That seems unlikely to me. I think I like that better. Definitely like that better. Now we have to resculpt his chesticles. I mean, it's no surprise if you click on a video that's about sculpting that there's going to be sculpting going on. So you would know ahead of time if you think that kind of thing's boring, and you most likely wouldn't click on it, you know? But here I am applying logic, and we all know that's not a thing on the internet, so let's not do that. Give him kind of like an Arnold-shaped chest. I think that'd be good. Old school Arnold. I'm not basing this on anything. I haven't looked at any Venom reference at all. I just decided to sculpt it the way I wanted to. What felt right. Do you think the new Omega Red body could work for Venom? Absolutely. My favorite sculpture I have done? Well, it's not done yet, but the one I'm most looking forward to working on, aside from my action figure line, which I guess most of you guys probably haven't seen it because nobody ever comes around for that, but I'm working on Ganondorf and Link, and I'd like to get that done eventually. There's Link. I did like Wolverine a whole bunch. We did a Battletoad once. The Gargoyle stuff. I've got a lot of stuff I like. But I guess I should show you guys just quickly in case you guys are curious. If you like this kind of stuff, you may want to come around to the regular streams where I'm doing the action figure designing, because we're coming up upon almost being done with that project, at least the first batch of it. And so it might be worth checking out. I'll just show you a quick look at some of the stuff we're working on, and then we'll move back to Venom, because that's what we're here for. Oh, we also did Charizard and Blastoise a couple of times, and we've done some fun stuff. But here's a... did I click it? Yeah, it's loading. Here's a quick look at the action figure line. Some of these parts aren't necessarily the parts you're going to see in the end, and some of them, of course, are interchangeable and that kind of thing, but there's a quick peek at what we've been working on for the last year and a half. Alright, back to Venom. Where's Venom? There he is. Ugh. Tired. What is this for? Fun? Mostly fun? I'd like to. I don't know if I plan to sell the digital models or get them printed as statues and things. I don't know yet. I have to look into that. It's kind of like just a side thing, because what I'm sculpting is for the action figure line, so that's taking up all of my effort, really. This kind of thing I don't do ever, other than for like today I decided to because the movie was coming out and I thought you guys might like it. But otherwise, I haven't really done too much sculpting. Hey, I mentioned the dislikes and I got 2 more. I love people so much. Oh god, it's funny. It's funny. Oh, boy. I'll show him. An anonymous sign of disapproval is gonna really upset him. No, I just find it interesting. Too much bulge for an extended bicep. That's better. If we pose him, we'll need to redo that, but... But for now, that's good. Speaking of too much bulge... Just kidding. What were we doing? Oh, I never cut his feet off. Let's cut his feet off. And do this. I think... yeah, we can work with that. Alright, let's do this. Let's... Let's paint his logo on. Just for fun, let's see how much I can remember the logo specifically. And then we'll go back to sculpting in a minute. If memory serves, it's not very accurate. Why? What's going on here? RGB. Oh, there we go. Working. We're just gonna do it real quick, like, we're not gonna make it super accurate. Now, one of the things that's always bothered me about him is his logo is so not what it should be. All the legs come out of there, if memory serves, which makes it super not like a spider at all. But then again, I guess it doesn't have to be a spider for Venom, huh? Probably should be, though. Okay. And then this, I believe it goes first. I think it goes like that. We'll see. Even if it doesn't, don't care. Just throwing it on there to get something. See what it looks like. No, I don't think the new Venom has a logo because the symbiote hasn't seen Spider-Man yet. What's up, dude dog? How's it going, man? Jacob, hey Anthony, when you make an action figure, what parts of the arms and legs do you prefer the knees and elbows to be a part of? Do you think it looks better with the knee? Neither. They should be separate pieces. But if you had to do it that way, I would say there's really no good way to do it. I guess I would say connect them to the biceps and the thighs, but make them come down far enough that it still looks good when you bend the joint. I don't know, Troy, and I don't know if I'll be reviewing it. Okay, back to this. That's pretty close. It'll do for now. Like I said, this is not the final thing. I just wanted to see how it looks. It's a good idea to see what you're doing while you're working, if you can. If it's something basic like the Venom logo, you can just kind of throw it on there real quick and see how it looks. Alright, so we go like this. I want to say I remember his back pattern being different than the front. I could be totally off about that, though. Probably am. Oh, what am I doing? Whoops. Pay attention. Yeah, I'll figure it out more appropriately. Oh no, that's not... Oh my gosh, losing my mind here. Yeah, that doesn't line up at all. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that line up, even though it's really not gonna line up. Kinda no matter what I do. That's one of the benefits of drawing comics. You only have to do one side at a time and you can just make it work. But we'll make it work one way or another. I know that's not right. Close enough. More Mafex reviews? I don't know. My favorite symbiote? Venom. Okay. Can I do the lines real quick? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Oops. They're not gonna be accurate, but they will get the job done. Why is it not working? Good enough just to give us an idea of what it looks like. Am I gonna paint the claws? No, those aren't claws. I mean, his fingers are solid black. They just look like claws. Could be worse. I guess I should have done it up here too. Oh well. Oops. Not bad for just throwing it together, I guess. That looks alright. Let's do this. Oh no. Oh no! That's not right. Something's gone terribly wrong. Put the tongue in place, we'll color the mouth a little bit, and then we'll get back to sculpting. I can't see what I'm doing, so we're gonna do this. Whoops. Whoops. There it is. Now I can see what I'm doing. Oh. Don't need a close-up of his jiggly bits. Can't really color this effectively because the color is based on the density of the model, and it's not dense at all. You can see the squares, so that keeps it from allowing me to color it. But we'll get an idea. That'll do for now. Looks kind of like Venom, right? If I didn't know any better, I'd say it looked like Venom. But I do, so I can't. There we go. I think that looks okay. The body's detailed? The body's not detailed at all. And also, saying Venom's head is smooth is like saying the sky is blue. What program? This is ZBrush by Pixel Logic. I'm not going to see Venom on Friday. I'll see it next week. Probably on Monday. Yeah, I know. The white part's on the hands. I have to do that. I know. I know you were talking about my sculpt. I was responding to that. Thanks. Hi, I'm Brandon on Twitch. Glad you like it. Make sure you follow. We do this 3 times a week. Randall, that was funny. Yeah, people that do dislikes like that are the same people that reuse plastic utensils and steal toilet paper out of the stalls. That's funny. Whoops. I like it. I'm not going to worry about cleaning up the back because who cares? We're not leaving it like this. Okay. Hand spots. Let's do the hand spots. There we go. I'm only joking. Yeah, I think I like that shape. Let's make them a little shorter. My Venom, I'll do it how I like, but I think I like it like that. There we go. And then if we wanted to go crazy with it, we could do shading. I don't know if this will work. I haven't tried this in ZBrush before. Oh, it'll work. It'll work. I'm going overboard just because I want to see what it looks like, but it's gonna turn black in just a minute anyway. Or I mean gray, all gray. We're going back to gray. There you go. Venom. Would I ever buy a 3D printer? Yeah. In fact, if the action figure line works out and I have to continue making stuff, then I will get my own 3D printer so I can do the prototyping, at least some prototyping, quicker and by myself rather than having to send stuff out and that kind of thing. But as of right now, it's not cost effective. I would love to do Carnage. Maybe tomorrow we sculpt Carnage. It's really the same thing but skinnier though. Different colors, I guess. But no, it's not gonna have crazy teeth at all. These teeth are only placeholders anyway. But I'm not going for that kind of look. I need to screenshot this so I can use it as a thumbnail. Ooh, you know what we should try real quick? Let's try that and see if we can make it look cool. That didn't work. Let's try... That's too dark. Too much shadow. But we can fix that, I think. Let's turn that on. Bring that like that. Is that gonna do it? No, it's not gonna do it. Alright, forget it. The black is hard to make look right. Let's see if I can make it look right. What if we did that? That's not what I was going for. There you go. Comic book Venom. There we go. There we go. He's a little slimy, I guess, but that's alright. Hey, Doodog. Thanks, man. All the alternate versions of the symbiotes. That's like a million different things. At least a million. Blinky, what are you referring to as far as that's fun? And Randall, you're definitely right about that. That's how it works. I like that material for Venom. It's fitting. It looks nice. The blue shading is obviously oversaturated now, but that's okay. It still looks cool. He's so shiny and slippery. Alright, back to sculpting. What time is it? Ugh. I really should use reference before I do any more detailed sculpt work, but let me grab a screenshot real quick before we continue. Oops, don't want to open Photoshop. I want to open Discord. I want a Venom figure that looks like that, without the blue. Maybe a little, but mostly without the blue. But that kind of build for Venom is what I want. Why can't we get a figure like that? That just really chaps my butt. Alright, let's go back to... We'll do that material. And we will do that. That will allow me to sculpt it. Sculpting on color is no bueno. Monster Venom's way thicker and stumpier than this, though. This is not the same build as the Revoltech Venom either. As a vinyl? No, I mean I could, but I wouldn't. Not good. The Ghost Ninja YT says not good. I agree. It's not good. It's freaking fabulous. It's fabulous. You prefer the roided out Venom personally? Well, that's your prerogative. Everybody's allowed to have their own preferences. I personally prefer not Monster Venom, just big Venom like this. Monster Venom's cool and all. But not the one true Venom. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna save this. We're gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave it, and we're gonna duplicate it, and then we're gonna resculpt on the duplicated version. Smooth everything out, crisp it all up. Duplicate. Let's see if the undo history is all still there. Oh. For anybody that didn't see the beginning, I'll show you how this all started. I can't show you the very beginning because I don't have the original. It started off as a ball, but as far as today's stream goes, it started out right there, roughly. And then we went like this. Ta-da! Alright, back to it. Have you ever tried sculpting your figures with clay? Yeah, my #1 viewed video is me sculpting a statue out of clay. Ugh, okay, let's see how we want to do this. Let's kick that up to like that. That should be pretty dense. We'll smooth everything out a little bit. Once everything's smoothed out, I'll go back in and reapply the details that I need, and then it'll start to look like a finished product rather than just a bunch of lumps of clay. And then, once we get it farther along, we'll be able to pose it. I don't want to pose it now because I'd rather sculpt it neutrally and then pose it and then just modify whatever things I need to modify to fit with the pose. But we're not going to have time for all of that today, so never you mind about all that. Whoa. Wonder what that is. What that's all about. That doesn't look healthy. Yeah, that's better. No more butthole in his taint. We don't want that. That's pretty good. How close is that to the monster venom? Yeah, monster venom's way stumpier. His face is coming out way more forward. Wider torso. Stumpier legs. It's pretty close though. Alright. Probably over smoothed it, but for today we'll leave it like this. Next time I'll bring it back to the other way. I don't want to undo it now, because we're just about out of time.
Kind of just faking it right now so that we can get it looking kind of finished before the stream's over. Even though I'm gonna basically undo most of what I'm doing right now. Not too bad for just throwing it together in the last minute. All the detail type stuff. I mean, that's not even close to detailed. But it gives you the illusion that it looks like it has detail. Kind of. So I'll take it.
Thanks, Andrew Dixon. Who is he doing? Yo mama. No, it's Venom. Obviously. Did I finish sculpting the Cyberpunk Ninja figure? I'm not making a figure, I'm making a whole line of figures. And no. But the movie for Venom is coming out, and I thought it might be fun to sculpt Venom. So that's what we're doing. Hey, Iker, how's it going?
Alright, did I miss anything in... See you later, Blinky. Thanks. Randall, you don't sculpt them posed, typically. You sculpt them like this, then you pose them, and then you just readjust the musculature to match the pose. Sculpting it posed would take a lot longer. Like a whole lot longer. For instance, if I wanted to sculpt this guy, or if I wanted to pose this guy. Well, see, I can't even do it at this stage. You have to get farther along in the process. Oops. And then you can do it. But see, I could raise his arm, and then I just deal with resculpting what I need to. It's a lot faster than sculpting everything from scratch. If I had to sculpt him posed, I'd have to sculpt every single thing individually without using symmetry, and it would take up a ton of time. But we could put him in like a fake pose right now, just for fun. See, if you do it the right way, you don't have anywhere near as much like twisting and stuff. But since I didn't... Oh, shoot, the finger got involved. We don't want that. Because right now it's too dense. So what I have to do is sculpt it, and then... well, unless you know ZBrush, it wouldn't do any good for me to explain it. There's a way to do it, and I could do it if I plan for it, or if we get far enough along. Neither of which have been accounted for this. Dang it. See how it's so much stretching and twisting? You would normally be able to avoid that. Most of it anyway, not all of it. But then you just resculpt what you need to.
There you go. See, it's not that bad. Once you get it sculpted, you pose it like that, and then you can just go ahead and touch anything else up, and it saves you a ton of time. And obviously, that's a relatively basic pose, but you get the idea. So, we're not going to have time to do anything more than that, but that gives you an idea of what it would be like if we did pose it, or finish it and go through that process. Hey, Carlo! Long time no talk. Alright guys, we're gonna call it there. That's enough sculpting for today. And if we do Venom tomorrow, we'll pick it up before all the posing and all the lines and everything. Because I was just rushing to get it to looking like something like a finished product. But, we'll take it up to about there. That's where we'll start from. Do we have the color on here? I want to just look at that again. Should be on here. It's not on there. I must have lost it somehow. That's where we'll be. I think that's enough work for one day. Save. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll either be working on the action figure line some more, or maybe we'll do Carnage or Venom, or I don't know. I wouldn't mind finishing Venom, but getting him to this stage is kind of enough, because the rest is really kind of monotonous and probably not fun to watch. I don't know, it depends how much you like watching this kind of stuff. But Carnage is basically the same thing, but skinnier, and then I have to sculpt, like, goopiness all over him, so I don't know if Carnage would be a fun sculpt to watch. What else could we do? I don't know, probably Venom or action figures. So that'll do it, guys. Thanks a bunch for tuning in. If you haven't already, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. It would help me out a whole bunch. And if you haven't subscribed, you might want to do that over on YouTube. Follow on Twitch. And have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow.